Good morning, everyone. Welcome to SilverCal Learn Solutions Help video. Today, I want to talk about one of our latest updates. So we just updated one of our apps. This is based on client requests, so we do listen to our clients. We try to update our apps based on our client request. So let's talk about one of our latest updates. So I'm going to open up our app, and we're going to talk about our spot labeling app. So as you can know, you can label instantly objects through an XREF or by layer or within your design drawing, okay? For this exercise, I'm actually in the grading sheet. I'm going to label all the curb lines, okay? It's a typical workflow that we use with our app. Without our app, you would be manually spot grading this, and adding spot labels, 500 to 1,000 spot labels, and that's just something I don't want to do anymore. So, but if I run my app, I'll say a little bit vertices, and I'll type in S to select the label style. I'll click OK. And then I'll hit enter to select the surface. You can select your data shortcut or the surface coming through an XREF. So this is what it sees in the drawing. And then I will type in Y for the layer. And I'm going to select that layer, which is the curb layer that's coming through a site base. So let's go through that. So let's see, there it is right there. And I'll click OK. And there we go. All right. But per our request, we heard you, we were listening. And they wanted to know, okay, if I added more curbing, okay, into the project or more line work, do I just go back and just manually spot label that line work, or do I run the app again? So right now, if you ran the app again, okay, it would just create duplicate labels, right? So we update our app to add a new feature now. So for example, if I go back to my site base here, and I'm going to add a curb island real quick. And I'm going to add to my site base and just pretend that we are redesigning this a little bit. I'll hit save, and I will pretend I've already graded this out, okay? Just to save time, I'm going to update my XREF. And so without our app, you would have to manually spot label this. But now with our latest update, if we rerun the app, and I'll type in setting, there's an option here that says skip labels object. So skip, it's going to ignore the ones that line work already has labels. So I'm going to click OK, and then I'll hit enter to select the surface, and I'll click OK, and then type in a Y for the layer. I'm going to relabel that curb line layer. So there it is right there, and there we go. It totally ignored the labels that the line work that's already labeled. That way just saves you a little extra time. So if you are curious, okay, one of the questions that came up in one of our webinar presentations for some of our clients is, how can you distinguish which labels are tied to an object, like our label styles, and then which ones are manually added? The typical workflow that everyone's doing right now is just manually spot labeling, clicking away. How can you tell which one's which? Okay, so we can go into our vertices, and then there's a pull down that says select linked objects, and there you go. It's actually highlighting every object that's actually linked to it, every spot label that's linked to an object. So now you can see which one was manually added by the user and which one's actually physically tied to those objects. So with our feature, actually it reduces the human error or user error. You don't know if it actually turned on the object snacks and clicked away on here, but this feature adds a lot of more flexibility with our apps. And so thank you for watching our video, and stay tuned for our next update on our CCLS productivity tools. Thanks.